It's super good against heroes like Pango and Doom.
Yeah.
Because Pango can't swashbuckle, right? The root prevents it.
Oh, you mean you're talking about if he's Dream Cold?
Yeah. I don't think so. I think that's...
that's a movement one. Yeah, he can't.
So it's just super good for counter initiation. Doom Pango, they want to keep running at you, right? You just shut that down.
Oh,
PA.
that's hot though.
That's great. Both OD and Lifestealer don't like to buy MKB. They're just purely attacks.
Right.
PA is super good here. Natural BKB buyer, and if you look at the enemy side, not a damn thing to stop a BKB PA.
Let's go.
Yeah, nobody's buying an MKB on there.
Kyle, tell me who's got this game, not the match, just the game.
If they can snowball, I'll give it to the real deal, but Empire should win this game if it's even past 30 minutes, for sure.
Empire over 30.
I got to go with the Empire as well. Team Empire. I think in a game where it's between two teams that are at a similar level, you have to favor the team with the PA, because just like 6 out of 10 times, it's just going to end up that the PA is critting people, the game goes on too late, PA's got a night in the head, it's GG. So I'm going with the PA.
Every time.
I was thinking that at this level with these teams, that if, again, do have a good strat against PA? And I saw it go crazy earlier in the tournament, so I think...
PA's a good hero at this level.
Now, but the question is, we might all think that, but betting-wise, yeah, same deal. I think it's actually the same. It won't matter. Yeah, because you'll make money on that side, too. But, hey, there's also the WePlay pillow. I don't know if you saw.
There's a WePlay pillow.
Sheever went all out. And did WePlay on this pillow, but...
Look at that.
Let's get into the game. But that's talent. Let's see who's got the more talent in this best of one. WePlay on the pillow.
Well, we definitely play. It was a lot of heart that went into that pillow break.
No, some nice. You got creative juices. That's very well done. Very well
Thank
done.
you very much.
Yeah.
We have a Empire favored panel here.
Yeah.
And I feel like the odds were in the favor of the real deal as well. I felt it was a fairly even draft. What do you think?
I mean, I kind of agree with that. One thing that they do have as far as against a BKB PA is the Shadow Demon. His Purge is still going to be somewhat useful, so as far as the slow goes specifically. But other than that, again, as they were stressing, that it will be an issue. So I do see why they favored Empire, because getting a BKB on that Phantom Assassin isn't going to be too difficult, ideally, in the end. And that's where it's going to be game-changing.
At the same time, of course, the Winter Wyvern is there to stop any physical aggression coming out from the Lifestealer as well. So, yeah, maybe Empire has a little bit better draft. The real deal has proven, however, to be, I would say on paper, the better team.
Yeah, no, I slightly agree. I mean, Empire, again, they've looked fairly good in this event, despite being in the spot that they are. Lesser-known players is a good way to put it, I think. And but they've had glimpses of showing us something, and specifically their offlane player, Maiden. Maiden, he's going to be playing the Doom this game. I think this is actually a very comfortable hero for him as well. They have the Grimstoke Doom combo, of course, double Doom, always fantastic. And yes, on the other side, you do have the Lifestealer and Fest Bomb with Puck, arguably one of the better heroes, especially in the middle right now, to use him with. But Puck could be in trouble if he gets doomed up by this Doom in fight. So,
no, he's not in trouble yet. He can just fly away from Dream here, but overall, it will be an interesting game regardless. And of course, we have to remember both of these teams have already had 2 series before this. This is their 3rd series.
Yeah, it's elimination.
And this is elimination, best of 1. That's a tough position to be in. The first blood's already on the board because top lane, Miposhka was able to kill off Madden's Doom. You know, that's the caster's curse. That's what you just talk this Doom up. You just talk an amazing player, star player of Team Empire.
So sorry.
Is his grave.
I gotta think, did Shadow Demon get poison? I'd be curious right there, because frankly that's the only way, unless he was blocking, and the way he's using clarity, I believe he might. Yeah, he did go poison level 1. So I was gonna say, disruption. There's no way he gets a kill with that level 1, right? So, but I assume he got 5 stacks, and we've seen, as we've been seeing plenty of Shadow Demon in this event alone, the damage that can output, especially at level 1. It's not surprising if he got caught.
Look at how well Miposhka is also zoning out that Grimstroke. He is taking a little bit of damage here. 4 stacks though, so he has to be so careful. 1 more stack and he could just pop just like that. He is hiding in a tree, so he will not be visible, and Miposhka just throws a blind one, just in case.
This is one of the reasons why we're seeing Shadow Demon all of a sudden kind of picked up. The change to Soul Catcher, But on top of that, the Shadow Poison change as of 7.21, the nerfed the mana cost, I guess buffed the mana cost, you know, made it less each use, which adds up. Again, you ultimately want to get to 5 stacks, so you're saving something like 75 mana in total if you get it up to 5 stacks, which in that laning phase can be absolutely the difference maker.
Yeah, it really could. Saves you some polarities there for sure. In the meantime, mid lane, we got a Pango versus an OD. How do you feel like this lane should go?
Yeah, I mean, it's a case of we've seen several mid Pangos, and I feel like, you know, going into it, it seems like, you know, may not fare too well, but ultimately they seem to do pretty well. So it would probably be the same case here. I want to say they picked Odie in response to Pango, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, on that logic alone, you'd like to figure, you know, I mean, the expert players that they are, that they're confident in that matchup. And it kind of makes sense between the imprisonment and the spamming of the arcane orbs. But he has that swashbuckle to get away if he ever gets in danger. So I would maybe expect it to be even, if anything. But
yeah, for now it is exactly even. 7 for 2 for both of them. We'll see how it ends up going. And in terms of activities, both of them can rotate fairly early to make a difference. So it will be interesting to keep an eye on that. And in the last lane, we haven't really covered yet, although we have seen Winter Wyvern spamming out some Splinter Blasts. Yeah. And actually, Rubik is in a tough spot now, because that Winter Wyvern is about to kill that Rubik off. He does make it away to the river with Dream there, not able to chase, and Shaklos making sure that Rubik escaped. But this bottom lane, we do have a Puck and a Rubik versus a PA Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, not your typical lane matchup. Rubik is rotating to the middle lane, by the way, and that could be trouble for Pango, perhaps. But the thing with that, Rubik, when it comes to the laning phase, as far as a support hero specifically, you know, consider one of the weaker ones outside of that Fade Bolt spam, right? Where that, no doubt, is going to be an issue for Phantom Assassin. Annoying, but I don't see them getting a kill yet. What the hell's going on mid?
I don't think Kodos knew what he was jumping into there. The Astral Imprisonment will be there, which actually is fine, because he's under the tower anyway, and there was not even an attempt to teleport, because everybody on the side of Empire knew Kodos would be okay with that.
Yeah, again, we've seen Kodos play that Pango mid several times and do very well for Empire in the previous games, the last couple of days. So
we have Doom chasing a Lifestealer in the meantime, but can't really continue chasing that.
Yeah, Doom's good for this, especially with the change as far as his regen. He's in trouble.
Yeah, there's a lot of mana on Mid-Pushkin. Already 3 stacks of Shadow Poison. Go try and dodge that. You cannot. Nice kill for the real deal. Adding up to 2.
I gotta stop praising and saying, talking about positive about him, because it seems like every time he dies. But the idea, at least, I could see why he was comfortable doing that, because again, the regen, especially with how Doom works now, you feel pretty good with it. But clearly, I think he's underestimating the poison.
Dream is out of mana. He does have 9 stick charges though, so jumping away to that Winter Wyvern is possible, and he knows that. Double damage rune for the Pango. Let's see if he's going to make a move with that, by the way. That might be, I mean, he's still not level 6, but might be something that he can do against Jerry here on this bottom lane. Jerry has definitely been the star player on the side of the real deal.
Yeah.
And I am very curious about what he can do with that Rubik here, because there's a lot of nice stuff to steal. Yeah,
also known as EGM, of course, former TI winner. But yeah, I agree with you across the board, right? There is actually plenty to steal. Even something like that Swashbuckle from Pango. You know, as far as movement abilities go, you can see Rubik's that prioritize that, but an Ags eventually would be nice. Now, of course, that's way down the line. But when you have games like this where there's so many spells to steal, you actually will see Rubik's making higher priority to get that item.
Yeah, there's a high skill cap for a Rubik in this game, and if anybody, it would be EGM or Jerry to make use of that. In the meantime, Black Archangel is in a little bit of trouble there, and actually a Splinter Blast on some neutrals. A bit of a misplay there, perhaps, or I'm not sure what he was intending there to do, but Dream does get both bounty runes. So there is some small value in that. In the meantime, on the top lane, Mipashka drops as well, and then the double damage rune comes into play with Kodos, just swashbuckling Jerry down. Yeah. Again, classic curse, you know. That's,
exactly.
That's how that works.
Been doing this long enough, it just happens. Mipashka, okay.
This is how Mipashka ends up dying. He does get the 5 stacks on you, but I don't think it's enough to kill. Oh, it's so close, too. Ooh, and those stick charges, of course, is building up so fast if you're having a Shadow Demon against you with the Shadow Poison.
Yeah, and the fact that they saw him get at level 1, no doubt, I'm sure that was high priority to get the stick. You know, similar to something like a Bristleback, of course. In that laning phase, Zeus comes to mind. You know, these are heroes you absolutely want the stick, let alone a wand. as soon as possible. But yeah, the bottom kill on Wyvern actually, I think, favors the Radiant team from getting both runes, as you mentioned, to Pango rotating to get the kill himself. So well played by them.
Well, so you can get away this time, or maybe you can try to turn it around. The Inkswell actually hits on both, but he is trying to run from a very, very hard-hitting Excalibur. Not going to make that happen. In the meantime, Pango died as well. He died to Pavagak in that middle lane, so that was a clear 1v1 and a clear kill. And we did have Pavagak using his ult for that, so Sanity's Eclipse down.
Notice that, and a solo kill on top of that. And you look at the CS as well, so, well, we get an idea as bottom lane.
Jerry, he will die here to Kodos. At least that is something, because if you die, you come back full health and HP. Of course, you're not going to go back to mid. You're just going to go wreak some havoc on lanes top and bottom, and in this case, bottom lane.
I guess as the levels have added up, it is starting to favor OD quite a bit. Those Arcane Orbs hitting that much harder, and clearly Winstrike, or excuse me, it's actually Kodos on Pango having trouble dealing with that. Now with Death on top, so you see Morty jungler. This is not where you want your mid Pango to be at all, and this is a free farm OD right now.
And he's level 7, and that Pango is is about to make it to level 6, but he is level 5, so something went wrong in that middle lane. That shouldn't have happened. Nice silence coming out from Sheever. They wanted to go for Madden. They will still probably be able to kill him off. He is going to try to make him work for it, though, with the Inkswell coming out as well. But in comes a disruption, holding him in position for a little while longer with the lift from Jerry. Madden, 4 stacks, 5 stacks of Shadow Poison will be enough to get killed off.
Interesting choice by Madden. He actually has the Wild Wing Ripper that he currently has devoured on up. It's not usually a creep that you'll see devoured up outside, I suppose, just harassment in that laning phase. But the armor is okay, but overall, you know, usually you'd see something like the Satyr or the Centaur specifically. So not saying that would have made the difference there, but just noticeable.
There's something of interest, if you will. So we kind of see the real deal edging ahead here in core last hits, even though the difference between PA and Lifestealer is still pretty close, pretty small. What is the plan for Empire to make that comeback? Or do they have any pressure, you feel? Is anybody feeling any heat?
Well, Sayu's feeling some heat right here, the top lane, but he'll be good to go. And in fact, they might be setting up a turn. He doesn't have Doom, though, so I don't think anything should happen here as far as a kill.
Splinter Blast is a little bit too late. Doesn't hit Jerry anymore. And Jerry should just be able to teleport out.
A little bit of pathing issue there for Excalibur, but he does make his way out. So to answer your question, though, I think it's just, you just got to create space for Phantom Assassin. Once this Doom gets 6, you know, Pango ideally recovers somewhat in the jungle. I don't know what he's necessarily going to pick up early on. You know, maybe some kind of aura, maybe the Maelstrom, but they need to create that space for the Battle Fury and eventually the follow-up with the BKB for Phantom Assassin. Because as we stressed going into this game, that is the absolute key for Empire.
Yeah, all eyes on PA. Well, at the moment on Madden, a little bit unfortunate for Empire as they put 3 people top to try and kill off Excalibur. They knew that Rubik wasn't there. They knew that there was no support to help him out because Shadow Demon already showed bottom. All he has to do is press 1 button and he gives him the whole walk away. Yeah,
it's pretty good, huh? Yeah, no, this lineup, so again, I actually like the Real Deal's lineup across the board. You have 2 cores that are very popular and potent right now in Lifestealer and OD. I love Shadow Demon. Well, not right here, unfortunately.
You're on a roll here.
I really am. This whole analyst role, man, it's even worse when it comes to Caster's Curse. My bad, guys. All right.
No, that was a little unfortunate positioning for me, Pashka. He realized he was done for once the Swashbuckle down the hill came and he saw PA coming from the other side. Like, well, that's it for me. But it does offer him an opportunity to come back full health, full mana. Let's see where he goes next. Oh, Jerry, silenced up, level 4 still, and this time the Inkswell, they can walk a Rubik down. That is a kill going the way of Empire. 5 to 6 kills, still 1k gold in favor of 2k now in favor of the Real Deal. But as you said, there's no real pressure yet, and that PA is still farming and keeping up with the Lifestealer.
Yeah, at least as long as she's keeping up with her net worth, and these deaths, you don't want to have too many, of course. I mean, this is going to be another one right here, most likely, adding some Arcane Orb hits, even. Thanks to that cold embrace, but eventually we'll do Black X Angel in. Ooh. One more. There we go.
Maybe if he made it to the high ground and got a lucky miss off, that would have been a nice one. But as it stands, he wasted some time with Pavagak. Well, I guess wasted. Pavagak did get 228 gold for that. So.
And a lot of intelligence as far as what those Arcane Orb hits. So if he's definitely going to be looking to use that Sanity's Eclipse here in the near future, I'm sure. And Wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of smoke play even coming out.
And that's a good point, though. With Cold Embrace, you're always able to just infinitely stack up. If you got some attack speed on you, you're good.
Yep. Yeah, I think they were even pointing that out at the end of the draft analysis there. So pick it up on those cues. One more thing about Shadow Demon. Please don't die, Maposhka.
Okay.
Is the fact that Disruption against PA again, creating his illusions to use against her, with the crit and everything. So it's always going to be an issue, whenever you have a core that's getting good farm on your team. But if you're against a Shadow Demon, you will have to constantly keep that in mind later on into the game. So again, I continue to like the Shadow Demon pick as the ultimate maybe saving grace for the real deal if it happens to get out of hand. But right now, I mean, again, they're in the lead and they're feeling pretty cozy.
Yes, and with that OD sitting on top of the net worth, indeed pretty comfortable, as I wouldn't imagine them making... Actually, do they have to go for a play? They have got the puck. He's level 6. They've got Lifestealer. He can infest, but I think Excalibur in this game also wants to just go for Midas Radiance, so probably doesn't have any pressure of leaving the lane anytime soon.
Yeah, Radiance here, no doubt, going to be very good, as it usually is, as bottom lane.
Shaklo is fine. A couple of crits won't hurt him.
I will say that a weakness of the Dire team, or the real deal, is building hitting in general. Objective taking is not the greatest, especially when you have a core like OD, for example. So that will be the one slower point for the real deal that will give time for Empire to perhaps catch up and be the opening that they need. But
I'm going to mention the pink elephant in the room.
What's that?
It is the poorly equipped Pangolier.
Yeah, it's a rough game. So that laning phase clearly what was a bit more one-sided than I gave it credit for even. And again,
but it shouldn't be, right?
Well, I mean, I guess, again, as the levels added up, Pango just was simply being bodied by OD.
Shaklo, silent stop, will still be able to kill off the Embrace and orb his way out of there. The Inkswell doesn't actually hit him, but that doesn't matter. Dream could jump forward and get the kill there.
Yeah, that's a combo 7.20 that we've been seeing tons of, Grimstork PA. It's been toned down on both ends quite a bit as time has gone on, but again, still a very, very potent combo that you want to be careful when you're up against. But yeah, Pango, again, this is not a hero that can recover easily too. He wants to snowball, with that Rolling Thunder, being able to be useful in those fights, specifically the Swashbuckle though. So I don't have the obvious answers for Empire to get him back in, but ideally he needs to.
I know an answer for Empire to get back in. Defend your PA on bottom lane. It looks like the real deal is swarming towards the bottom lane. The only one left upstairs on the top lane is the Lifestealer. He will drop. There will be a teleport that is cancelled or interrupted. Doesn't matter. It's happening on bot lane right now because that is where the real deal wants to fight. And they're going for Black Archangel, who's the first one to try and get out of this one with the Phantom Embrace stolen by Jerry. They are not able to kill anybody just yet, but they are making sure that everybody on the side of Empire is ticking lower and lower. They get Dream as well, the most important target. We mentioned it time and time again. Kodos will be able to get a return kill. It turns into a support for a core actually across the map with Excalibur dying there. Yeah. Who would you be having in favor in this fight?
I do think the Dire side, because one, it does slow down the timing still of the Battle Fury of PA, and two is OD is just getting that much bigger. And we see why she needs that battle, or the BKB that much more importantly. Again, OD just had a free reign locking her down. The damage Ascendity's Eclipse came out, bursted for at least half of her life, I believe. She was in a troublesome spot. So great rotation. I don't know if that was a smoke play or not, but yeah, taking advantage of this early, aggressively farmed OD. And most certainly the real deal knows what to be doing here.
Yeah. And Jerry, of course, and the Phantom Embrace and the Shield Crash. You could already see the potential that gives. And that was, he just made a level 6. This was just a small skirmish. Imagine what he can do in a longer fight. When he gets a little bit more there, that's, that is scary. And you can't really do anything against that. You just have to be aware of what could possibly happen. With that Rubik on the enemy team.
Doom is building the Hannah Midas just about finished. We're seeing so many. Every hero he clicks on, I feel like it's the Hannah Midas. Excalibur?
Everybody loves the Midas there. Excalibur's getting hold in position, but look, they're teleporting into the shrine. They want to try and help their core. They want to help their carry. The Astral Prism is there in the nick of time. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, though. He will get back alive. The Soulbinder's there, but Excalibur, can he eat his way through Kodos here? He's trying. He's taking a lot of damage, though, and he has to back out again. He does end up dropping. No, he doesn't. Where did he go?
infested. He infested into OD.
Oh.
And they're going forward. They want more. Okay, he's going to pop out in the end. But, yeah, that was a hell of a save. The Astral Imprisonment, of course, both not only a great offensive tool, but defensive tool, as we saw right there. It allowed him to pop the rage coming out of it. And even with the Soulbind, there really wasn't the biggest follow-up to the Soulbind. Doom wasn't there. His Doom wasn't even ready, even if he was. So the idea was right. I mean, I thought for sure it was going to work out initially, but OD just came in the clutch.
That's a lot of effort to try and kill off a Lifestealer and not making it happen.
Yeah. They kind of need to, though, right? And it's one way to also help get Pango back in the game. His net worth is climbing up a little bit. If they get that kill, you know, he's up there with the puck, the Doom, whatever, and so it's that much better. It slows down the Radiant, so I can see, again, what Empire's going for, this 4-1 strategy of trying to gank elsewhere. Because, you know, the Dire Side's also going for a similar idea, right, where it's the Battle Fury on the and the BKB for PA. It's the Radiance, and then follow up there with Lifestealer. They need to get him that big item before they can really become online. We are going to see the Maelstrom.
Yeah, and they both, indeed, they just want those big items. They want to make it late game. And as you pointed out, the towers are a little slow to fall in this game. We did have the tier 1 mid taken out by the ReaL DeaL, which is actually a pretty big strategical point for them to, or for Empire to lose. Yeah,
it goes back to, you know, it goes without saying, one of the earlier towers, the early objectives that teams should be looking for to do in the game, if possible, is get that mid tower, because it controls so much of the map, of course, from teleportation to sight. On top of that, you know, near the Roshan pit, so it works well top lane.
Oh, yeah, looks like we have another fight on our hands, or at least the Empire wants the pressure here. We have some teleports coming in from the ReaL DeaL wanting to defend this tower. The tower is very low. We'll be in deny range pretty soon if they're not careful. Another teleport coming in from the OD. Only one left bot lane is the puck. And they might be trying to make a move here. It's 3 versus 4 in favor of the ReaL DeaL. The catch on the side of the ReaL DeaL is that puck, though, mostly. And the puck is not here.
Yeah, even if deaths don't happen, though, and time is kind of wasted. Again, Phantom Assassin, you see she's going in the middle lane now. She's been working through the jungle. So that Battle Fury, it's going to be just about finished here in the next couple of minutes.
The ReaL DeaL is really, really banking on Empire trying to kill Excalibur again.
Yeah, they're ready to respond. Blink Dagger was also picked up by Ping Vinsec on the OD. So
they want to reveal that.
They're not going to get a chance here, it looks like.
No, Empire knows it's bait.
Vlad's almost finished on Doom. I was going to mention that. He went to Hannah Midas, which, again, this game is definitely going to be... If Empire is going to win this game, it is going to be a longer game, it feels like. Because, again, with the PA specifically scaling. So I like to see that. The Vlad's necessary. He does need that initiation, though. His Doom, specifically on Puck and OD, for that matter, those are definitely the Doom priority targets, will be important.
Pashka, standing that Purge off, still going to slow himself. Crash forward, there is the Soulbind. I don't know how Jerry got a hold of that one, but he did anyway. Sanity's Eclipse coming out as well. In comes to Doom on Excalibur and on Pimvinchek with the Soulbind in return. The Inkswell as well up on both. Is there enough damage to take him down? That is one down. Can they do another? In the meantime, Jerry is being killed off at the back end of things, and the ReaL DeaL, I'm not sure if they should still be here. Curse coming out and buying some time. And Excalibur at that time actually allowed his Doom to come off cooldown, but he can't make it into a creep this time. He will be dead.
Yeah, as pretty as it was from EG or Jerry, they didn't do anything with it as far as follow-up when their single target.
What follow-up do they have?
I mean, I guess they have, what, Astral Imprisonment? Disruption? These aren't necessarily the most best abilities.
Open wounds on both.
Okay, open wounds. There you go. We figured it out.
No, we saw the Purge being used. You can purge both.
Okay, no, that's true. So I guess there is that. Yeah, there's the Purge, so that came out, but the other side did it better, right? Where the Soulbind came out on the 2 cores on OD and Lifestealer, and then the double Doom hit. And that's why you pick up that combo right there.
Yeah.
Those are their first 2 picks for a reason, and that's a game-changing fight, because now Phantom Assassin not only does she get the Battle Fury, I don't know if she's going BKB right away. It's the fact that they even just want to fight like that. I wouldn't be surprised if she goes for a damage focus item first, but again, the BKB no doubt high on that priority list.
And this is, of course, the moment that Empire's been waiting for, but also that our panel talked about, that Empire, they thought they were going to take this game, and we just saw why. They have just a synergy, and they can just take those team fights a little bit better at the moment.
There is still Shadow Demon.
There is still Shadow Demon.
Going back to that. Bots,
runes.
Yeah. The Boots of Travel on Puck right there.
We haven't really seen Shaklo move away from the bottom lane a whole lot. I feel like the strength of the ReaL DeaL with the Infest and the puck jumping in and, you know, making plays like that. We haven't really seen that yet, but I guess that's because we haven't seen the Radiance finished yet.
It's that, and you know, OD is a bit more of a greedier core himself too. So in the way the Lifestealer builds now as well, much more of a greedier build. So oh wow, Vaposhka almost dying right there.
Ooh.
The Splinter Blast, but manages to
I
live.
was never worried.
Oh yeah, that's what we're good. We're good. So I think that is part of it, where, you know, Puck by himself is not necessarily going to be able to create that chaos. You have a Rubik partner is not the, you know, these aren't the most aggressive supports necessarily. So once that Radiance is finished, which it's got to be close, right? So I do expect to see them making full use of that, because again, they're fully aware of what they're up against here with the Phantom Assassin, and she is going BKB next right away. Kind of shows. In fact, Doom's also going to BKB. Okay. Yeah,
he's pretty close actually. 1300 gold away, 1400 gold away.
Yeah. So not going this initiation, instead going the BKB route. You know, I could see that it will give him that freedom to then run in and potentially get that double Doom off, but I think, again, that goes back to that's the game changer in these fights, so I just hope for their sake that he is able to get it off effectively going this BKB first.
Yeah, Winstrike is able to, in the meantime, just keep on top of the net worth, though. He has not given up, even with that Battle Fury being done, and I'm sure that PA at some point will overtake the OD, but he's been keeping up quite nicely, actually.
Yeah. OD's doing work. In fact, we haven't clicked on him in a while, so no, I know we got the blink after his early stuff, but
it will be a mystery.
Yeah, it'll be a
for
mystery
Empire
for
as well as for us.
That's true. I'm trying to think, you know, what would make a lot of sense on OD. This doesn't feel like, I guess BKB would be okay for the OD, but not necessarily high priority. You know, an item combo that we haven't seen in a while, but might be fun here is the Yashikaya. We don't get to see much of it, but OD is one of those heroes that, if we're going to see it, of course, it would be on a hero like that. And it's more this kind of tempo item for that mid-game progress. So to me, it kind of makes sense. You have Lifestealer as your reliable, you know, later game hero. So Hurricane Pike is definitely an option, though, too, this game for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that also to help save the Lifestealer if he does end up being in trouble.
This mechanic, man, it's still so ridiculous.
Or use when you're soulbound. Can you use when you're soulbound? Yes, you can.
Yeah. See, why not?
The only downside is if he's again soulbound with the Lifestealer, you want to try to follow him so that he can continue attacking.
Well, so yeah, I was going to bring that up earlier. I'm glad you did.
Radiance.
It's a Radiance finish, okay. Soulbind, how... Oh, fuck. Ooh, a little slippery there. Soulbind's more than just about that setting up for the double Doom whatever, right? The fact that it tethers the targets, you will see players kind of panic mode sometimes. They try to run away from each other. You can't do that. It kind of snaps you back together. So you do have to be careful as far as, you know, the coordination there when you are tethered up.
Yeah, especially if that Lifestealer is there. Or if Jerry steals it and gets the PA, you got to be aware of that one too.
Yeah.
To be honest, you got to be aware of letting Jerry have that. Is it an easy spell to steal? No, because you kind of always want to use the Embrace after the Soulbind. There is, of course, that split second or the, let's say, full second that you can steal it, but normally Rubik shouldn't really specifically wait for that.
Yeah, if you're Grimstroke, it's the fact that one, you've already seen it once, and two, is that your answer Rubik, you would probably make it a high priority to definitely use that Phantom's Embrace right after the Soulbind. So as long as he's on top of that, I do agree. We should not see many Soulbind steals this game. Okay, OD does pick up the BKB. So it's one of those games. It's not like it's not fantastic, but it's necessary.
Can't escape the blade. The blade from Madden. He has got a disruption. He will use it on the Doom. And now silenced up as well, giving full vision to Empire, and the blade once again comes out from Madden. Easy kill.
Just wait a minute. Poshka is going to be the big play in the end on that Shadow Demon. Keep stressing it. No, finding trouble right there.
Instant smoke off the back of that. There was no vision, so the real deal is not expecting that. At the same time, you do see all of a sudden nobody's pushing out top, even though that wave could have still been safely taken by whoever was there. So I feel like the real deal should be a little careful. They are also picking out the Radiant jungle, and we see them being fairly close together. I think they're being careful. They're definitely being careful. The only one showing on the map is the Pango.
I think I saw the real deal peeing out Roshan, in fact, right after that point you're making happen. So, yeah, they're very aware that something's going on. They're going to go for the bounties, but... Okay, they should be fine. Menon's in pursuit, but this goes back again. He doesn't have that blink or the Shadow Blade yet. I would think the blink dagger this, and yeah, he has it queued up. Without that, he will not have that catch necessarily. So they do need that. BKB is finished on PA, right? So she does have that tool. Yeah, we are going to see Puck eventually go for the Ags. Not making it next time.
He has got big plans, his
yeah, it's Yules and Ags. I mean, that's a lot of gold, Joshlo. And I suppose Puck's farming actually decent.
And the way this game is going, it's not like it's going to end soon by the looks of things, right?
That's true. And 25 Puck is that fantastic meme talent. 420 GPM. I know. Purge was talking about this yesterday too. The -8 second waning rift is we don't see it a lot, but I agree with him. It's actually pretty undervalued because it makes it a 5-second cooldown. Damage, silence, AOE. That silence for like 3.5 seconds, I believe. So the downtime is very little.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing that here.
We'll find out. I think we'll get there eventually. We'll know. What that Puck's going for. Shacklo, we haven't really seen him be too active. I feel like he's just, in his own bubble. He's just happy doing his own little Puck Dragon Fairy thing. Typical Dragon Fairy fashion, just waiting for that Lifestealer to call for his aid, and then we'll see something. In the meantime, though, Empire will continue pressuring towers. We also have the tower on the top lane on the Empire side been taken down, but Empire is really hoping that Dream will be targeted and gone upon. They are hiding behind him. The disruption is there. There is a teleport now coming in from Puck as well, but Empire, actually, they don't want to fight this anymore. They changed their mind. Dream is already teleported out, and Pango as well as Winter Wyvern, they're gone. Oh, are they though? The Dream Coil actually coming out. I think Winter Wyvern might be in a little bit of a pickle here. He probably...
There you go.
Yeah, he probably is dead. Cold Embrace, but nah, bye.
More intelligence there for OD.
Yeah, Dream Coil was used for that too.
Okay, yeah, it's not the longest cooldown, so of course not the end of the world there for Puck. But yeah, Puck finally being a little bit active, because yeah, to your point, I do kind of agree that with these earlier advantages, it would have been nice to see the ReaL kind of pushing it that much more with the Lifestealer and Fest Bomb. He's had the ratings now for a while, and Lifestealer actually might be in trouble.
Ooh, Kodos.
By himself.
He's gonna get some help. Excalibur, he's silenced up, doomed up.
I know.
I like that he tried to get that last creep before he died.
I mean, might as well, right? But what is he doing? I mean, you look at the map, there's no vision down there. He's just pushing that lane by himself. Clearly they were missing.
Yeah.
I think that's a fault of Excalibur for sure.
A bit of a misunderstanding of the state of the game, or just positioning of Empire in general. There's not that much vision on the side of Empire for the ReaL deal, and actually Empire looking to go here. Silence coming out for Inkswell, gets it as well. But the Astral Imprisonment to save. There's still Disruption if he really wants to save more. Actually, there would have been another one. Obviously, the PA was disrupted before, but without a Lifestealer for another that's not enough time. Because when are we going to see a Roshan? It's 28 minutes into the game. We have not seen a late Roshan like this in a long time.
Yeah, well, I mean, it kind of goes back to my point earlier about the ReaL duo. Their objective taking in general is not the greatest. I mean, they could do it, yes, Lifestealer in the front lines, of course, but OD is notorious for not being the greatest at hitting objectives, hitting buildings, whatever. So they would need some kind of gank first, and that yet again goes back to the point of these Infest Bombs not happening. We are going to see an SNY on Lifestealer.
Yep.
If he goes SNY and they don't start looking for Infest kills, I don't know what the game plan is here for the ReaL deal, because
they need to be ready at some point. Yeah. Actually, the game plan might be wait for 300 gold, because Ags is going to be done.
I mean, I suppose,
Jules is in the courier, right? Should it be?
It looks like it is going out on the secret shop, yeah. So I suppose, well, no, he already has the secret shop. I don't know what's going on.
And OD is the one using the couriers.
Oh, there's a Kaya, by the way, on OD. So he didn't go the Yasha Kaya, but did go the Kaya. I believe it was a Scythe next, which, yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that, of course. You are dealing with the Phantom Assassin. He has the Blink. Blink Scythe is never going to be a bad combo. And it's no different here if you're OD.
I guess Puck maybe skip the Yules. That could be the case.
Well, yeah, I actually like that a lot better, too. When I saw him building that Yules first, wasn't sure how to feel about that. There are a lot of silences here on the Radiant side, so I could understand why. Specifically, that lucky shot is the biggest issue for him. But yeah, they're trying to sneak in here, but it's not going to happen.
No.
PA did go the Deso, so when it comes to taking Roshan, Empire can do it quick. They have the Vlad Zara. They are trying to abuse that right now.
Yeah, they're using it as bait, but at the same time, Roshan is taking a lot of damage. Miposhka keeping a close eye with those poisons. Shadow Poison can tick real high, and he should be able to take the kill with that. If he gets a couple of stacks up, Madden, he's in the deep end of things. He is trying to make a player together with the Soulbind. Excalibur as the target for him. In the meantime, Kodos is making sure that nobody can help Excalibur. Nobody will be coming to his aid. Shacklo still doomed up as well. He's taking so much damage. It's a double kill going the way of Kodos, and nobody really could get close. That fight was so split up.
Well, I mean, that was Empire's positioning fantastic.
Yeah.
They did a great job of baiting Phantom Assassin again. Wyvern's down to the south, so he has the curse ready to go. Then made him with the double doom and the Soulbind on top. You know, hitting both the Lifestealer and the puck in that case. They just did not stand a chance as soon as that double doom came out. It goes, if that happens, they are not going to win fights here on the side of the real deal.
The thing is
just toy with him.
Yeah, just run, Maposhka. A little bit on the greedy end.
Well, that is interesting, actually. The fact, of course, the illusions will proc the lucky shot against Pango. So that's another disruption target to take advantage of if you're Shadow Demon.
Yeah, what a momentum turn, though, or rather, not even a momentum turn. All right, Maposhka still dies. I don't know what he's still doing there. That fight, the game felt even, and then you got a fight like that, and you know why the real deal wasn't fighting, because they just they couldn't find the right opening, or I don't know, something's lacking. They even used a Dream Coil there that didn't even do anything.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The Dream Coil, it was like he Dream Coiled, and then they're like, well, now what? Yeah. It was just on Phantom Assassin.
He wanted to be in that Roche, but anyway.
Yeah, I think that it's maybe they thought there was more in there. See, now they're just having fun, which is great. I mean, they have a lead, and to my point, I mean, I think the real deal is honestly missed their timing. Not that this is an impossible victory by any means, but they absolutely had their advantages, specifically with that Infest Bomb post-Radiance. OD had the great start, had the early Blink Dagger. Why were they not pushing the issue is beyond me. And now you have Dream pushing your base with an Aegis. This is going to be tough to stop here.
It is indeed. Empire is trying to breach high ground here, Jerry.
Doom is not ready yet.
Getting devoured. Getting some extra gold. That's nice from Doom is not ready yet. You think they'll probably want to wait until that Soulbind. That's 15 seconds. That's worth waiting for. Actually, Kodos is teleporting to the top lane to make sure the puck's not taking the tower. Maybe getting a bit of extra gold. I can only imagine that the reason why they didn't go for that was that they I don't know, Shackle probably saying something along the lines of wait, I want to go for Ags first, and then they don't go. I don't know. There was something wrong.
Oh my gosh, that was a lot of damage. 1200 crit coming out there, but does manage to escape. Yeah, the game plan just doesn't seem to be there, and maybe this is what we've seen a bit of the real deal throughout this tournament. Even is that they're a newer team, and they're not necessarily the chemistry. They're still working on the coordination, because it's definitely stuff like that we just saw at the Roshan pit is where I would go back to in my explanation of it. Because outside of that, again, the real deal just seems a little lost as far as their coordination goes. And you have Doom, who's got that double Doom ready to go now, of course. So they did wait for it. They're going to push top lane here. And you have to be so careful if you're the real deal when it comes to your initiation. As long as they're spread on the Radiant side, they should be in a comfortable spot.
This was their plan all along. Make copies of a fat PA. And now Dream cannot get out. He is evasive for the moment. He's blurred up. Still, though, 4 stacks of Shadow Poison will be enough.
The Purge ending right there. So, yeah, the Aegis is used, but they did blow quite a bit right there. Dream Coil and the Purge specifically. Without those, we'll see if they can do it.
And that BKB, of course, still up on the PA. They just need a good opening. And that might be tricky to find against the real deal, because their positioning at the moment is quite solid, I'd say. And Empire recognizes that as well. They probably just want to have a pick off before trying again, hoping that the real deal is making some mistakes. So far, in terms of mistakes, of course, that Roche fight was a big positioning mistake from them, or maybe even the credit to Empire, good positioning on their end. But they've just been passive. Like, they haven't necessarily fed or anything like that. They've just been not playing the game. As we do see,
there we go.
Well, we didn't see it, but Winstrike does get the kill on the Pango, and now Soyuz dies as well. That is 2 quick kills on the side of the real deal. 70 seconds on the sideline for that Pango.
Doom was stolen, by the way.
Oh, Doom was stolen, and Winstrike still dies as well. Where is Rubik?
Rubik's to the left there. So it looks like Rubik stole the Doom after it came out on OD, but
he'll still
No buyback.
No buyback, but there's also 3 heroes only alive on the side of Empire. I'm not sure if they want to do something, and it does look like yes.
What Infest? Oh my gosh, they know the ability exists. That's good.
Woo! Finally, let's see if they can do something. They got the Doom. They don't need Winstrike. This might actually be a good distraction because now maybe Empire thinks they wouldn't make a move without.
So this is what they were waiting for.
There you go.
We figured it out. The scan is actually not going to hit anything for the Dire. So yeah, this was a pretty obvious play. It looks like from the side of Empire, they picked up on this and they're just playing run mode. Yeah, I think if you're Empire, you just wait for the next Roshan here. You know that you're the better Roshan taking team. You clearly saw from the previous fight that when it comes to these team fighting initiations, you're feeling good about your chances. Don't force the issue. AC was also just finished on Doom, so that goes back to they're really building where they were lacking initially, because again, this lineup also is not the greatest at building hitting, but they've made up for that, right? They got the Deso priority on PA, they now have the AC as well as the Vlads, of course, on Doom, so they're getting these items to help them make it a lot easier, of course, which makes sense.
Yeah. The real deal just wants to delay the game. Empire wants to wait for Roche. It means a little bit of a lull in gameplay, as they say. Actually, do they want to wait for Roche? There's 5 heroes of the real deal on the same side of the map. They probably, the real deal also wants to make a play for Roche. And actually, Jerry finally uses his Doom.
That's a cool looking
Doom. That's a green Doom.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that one yet. That's nice, but not so nice for Mipashka because Dream actually came to the defense. That is what a carry is supposed to do when his supports is getting attacked. And actually, Archangel might actually live, which is unfortunate, because at least for the real deal, because that's what started this all along. Yeah,
and when you're doing that into a shrine with no vision, really, I mean, they do have a ward down there, but very little vision, I should say, in the area. They were all missing on the map on the side of Empire. TPs came in, a couple who happened to be nearby already, so that almost felt like a kid. It's like, I got this Doom, I want to use it, let's go, 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 and you can't blame them, but again, if they're all smoked up as 5, I can see that working better, but they weren't necessarily.
Let's see if they, Rubik buyback, I don't think they can force that. He'll be back shortly, just like Shadow Demon. Lincoln's popped Excalibur, looking to force Empire out of the base, but Dream will still be able to finish up the tier 3 tower. And that, actually, dear God, those crits! Dream getting so lucky right there with the bashes as well. Now in comes the Doom. Winstrike is the target. The Soulbind is on there. A little bit of a miscommunication in terms of order, but it doesn't matter. It was the OD. They just want that OD out of the game, and they got it. That means there's only Puck and Rubik left alive, and Shakalo and Jerry, they're not going to be able to defend against 5 heroes of Empire being alive and kicking and full on health and almost full on mana. The Hex is there as well. Shakalo will also die without buyback. That should be the end of it for the real deal, as this is an elimination best of 1. An Empire making it so smooth this game.
And I want to focus on that and more because, again, that goes back to the Roshan fight. Empire's positioning was fantastic. They responded appropriately. Now, with all of that said, the real deal, and I'm sure the panel will talk about this,